Veterans Voices on KX News.
At 80 years old, you could say that Gerald Zittleman has led an interesting life so far. That includes time in the military, working a whole lot of jobs, and raising a family. But Zittleman says he is always serving his neighbors, whether in uniform or not. In this evening's Veterans Voices, Zittleman shares his story of helping others, even in tough times.
Gerald Zittleman's military career began in 1964 when he was drafted into the Army.
And so I took the Army physical and passed, and then I took the mental test that they had, and I was the first one done.
You were the first one done.
And he rated it, and he stood back and he said, "You know, this is the first one. I've gone through 3,000 guys, and you're the first one who aced this test." And he said, "And you did it in record time." So I said, "So what does that mean?" He said, "You're going to be released from the Army to join the Navy or the Air Force."
After being released from the Army, he joined the Air Force. He took the Air Force test and scored very high in all 4 categories, ultimately going into electronics. During his time in the Air Force, Zittleman was nominated as Airman of the Month at least 4 times, eventually receiving the honor. After some schooling and leaving an Air Force base, he got his orders to go to Vietnam.
I flew into Saigon at just about dusk. You know, the sun was just going down. We were on final approach, powering down, and all of a sudden, bullets were coming through the plane. And what had happened, we later found out that a Viet Cong had killed 2 guards, got on their Jeep with a 60 cal, and were going down the runway shooting at the F-4Cs and planes, and our plane, of course, was landing, and I happened to be on the east side of the plane, and the guys that I found out later, there was five or 6 killed and 12 wounded before we even touched the ground.
Gerald shared some harrowing stories of his first few days of deployment. He talked about Viet Cong putting razor blades in a bar of soap, resulting in a fellow airman to require 225 stitches. Though the first few days of his deployment were rough, to say the least, there were good things that came out of it.
So while I was there, we had a nun, Sister Angelina, from the Star of the Sea orphanage, come to our site looking for our scraps from dinner, you know, our dinners and stuff. But they were put in 55-gallon drums, and they were sat out in the sun, so they were pretty rank. And we said, absolutely not, we won't, you know. She only spoke French, and we had one guy in the outfit who spoke fluent French. And he was able to get the information that she needed. And basically, she was looking more for dairy products for the orphans that she had in the orphanage.
Zittleman and his fellow soldiers completed lots of projects at the orphanage. The group even flew in a plane load of toys for the children at Christmas time.
Well, once we found out what she needed, when we were in Vietnam, we each one of us got $100 combat pay. So of the 140 of us, we donated $10 each every month to buy food supplies. We went to the orphanage and we pressure washed their beds up and painted them.
This is just one of the many stories Gerald shared with me that highlighted the type of person he is. For his service, he was awarded the Bronze Star Medal. Zittleman continues to give and honor those who have served by donating to various veteran and wounded soldier organizations.
Life goes on, you know. Volunteering is a payback for what I went through and what I enjoy doing. So as far as the military was a eye opener, but it was a good experience, and with some bad experiences. But in all, I think every young man should have to serve at least 2 years for his country. They appreciate more what they have.
He truly is an inspiration and someone to be admired. He is not only a hero for his military service, he is a hero to those around him and to those he shares his story with. For KX News, I'm Samantha Saylor.
After his time in the service, Zittleman says he has had the opportunity to travel the world with his wife, but hopes to make a very special trip in the future, joining fellow veterans on the honor flight to Washington, D.C.